So I had given one to this little girl. She had spina bifida and some other problems going on.
Mm-hmm.
And about, this was early in the season, and probably about a week or 10 days later, the mom comes back, and she's just bawling in tears. And then I realized who she was. And she came back to tell me that her child had died, and she buried her child with that bell. Well, they're special needs children.
Yeah.
And they come and see me all the time, too. And they're very,
Like
very
year-round,
loving
you mean?
children. Pardon me?
You mean like year-round?
Year-round, see, because I am Santa, and I am naturally fat, and I have white hair and a white beard, children come up to me all the time during the year. Well, if I'm out grocery shopping, or we're out at a restaurant or someplace, sometimes even when I'm at a gas station.
Yeah.
Filling up the vehicles.
Oh, yeah. If I've been sniffing gas, I'll accuse somebody of being Santa. That's for sure,
So I always have little coins or trinkets or things of that sort. I'll spend a moment or two talking with them, and then I'll give them something.
How did the spirit of Christmas kind of start, like in your heart and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've always loved children, okay? And that's the main reason that I do this, is to so the children will have the best experience with Santa as possible each year. One of the early Macy's New York City Santas, his name was Charles W. Howard, and he's famous for having quoted or creating the quote, "He errs who thinks Santa enters through the chimney. Santa enters through the heart." And that's very, very true.
Yeah, I guess there's an element of just keeping that alive in children, huh? Keeping that ability for anything to be possible.
Sure, everything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a responsibility whenever you see the kids? Like, do you feel some like, is it hard to gear up and just show up every day and be Santa?
The season does get long. And Mrs. Claus is always ready for it to end, because she does a lot to help me get ready every day.
Oh, does she really?
Oh, yeah. She curls my hair and my beard with little mini hot rollers.
Ooh, damn.
And
Damn.
from the time I get into the shower till the time I walk out the front door, it's about a 2-hour process.
And
45 minutes of which I'm sitting there with these curlers everywhere.
And where'd you meet your Mrs. Claus at?
I met Mrs. Claus in Virginia Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And it's been 33 years, big show that they're trying to put on. Okay. And as far as the children that ask for everything, because I have some children, they bring the whole Toys R Us book or whatever
Greedy. Are they being
book they're
greedy?
getting their toys out of.
And they're being greedy.
Oh, yeah, they're being greedy.
I knew
and
it.
so what I tell them, I said, now, if the last little boy or girl that had come to see me who asked for everything, if I said, okay, I'll bring you everything, then you wouldn't get anything, because it'd all be gone. So we all have to share in this world.
And what do kids want over the years? What have you noticed that children really want them? Is there a couple of common gifts that really stand out?
Well,
Over the breadth of time, I know each year there's kind of a novel gift.
believe it or not, every year I get a bunch of requests for pogo sticks.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, I do. Wow. And sometimes I don't get so much anymore hula hoops.
Yeah.
But I get, even this year, I probably had 20 or 30 children come and ask me for pogo sticks.
And go ahead, sorry.
And of course, there's a lot of children that want the Nerf guns, okay, and that's fine. And
if somebody wants a regular gun, do you help them with that, or is that you discuss it with the parents?
I cannot legally bring them a real gun because they're not old enough.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
And
What's the oldest person that's ever sat on your lap, probably?
102 years old.
No way.
Oh, yeah. I've had them all the way from 3 days old to 102 years
102.
old.
How long was that line to see, I wonder, huh?
Well, in the malls, there's a lot of long lines, okay?
Yeah.
So I try to move them along fairly quickly.
And what did the 102-year-old want for Christmas? Do you remember?
She just wants to be able to see 103.
So she just wants a little bit of time,
Yeah,
huh?
she wants a little bit of time.
What's some of the cuter answers that little children have given you over the years, you think? Has it been?
Well, I've had some come and pull on my beard and then realize it's real and run off. Sometimes they may have said an expletive or two on the way out.
Oh, yeah.
I had one little girl who she was probably maybe 6 years old, and I asked her what she wanted for Christmas, and she said coal. And I looked at her. I said, "You want coal?" And I looked at her mother, who was standing there beside her. I said to her, why do you want coal? And she says, diamonds.
Ooh.
She made the connection that if you crush coal, you'll get diamonds out of it.
She's that long-term thinker.
And her mama clapped her hand and said, that's what I'm talking about, girl.
Oh, damn. So she thinking drop her off a bag of briquettes, huh?
Yeah.
Dang, man. Beef on the streets, but is there like a lot of like discrepancy between fake bearded and real bearded Santas? To me, there is.
Well,
there's something not real. There's just
there's
something.
a difference in the professionality of them. Now, there are people, men, who have what that's called designer beards. Okay, these are made out of either real human hair or sometimes yak hair.
Ooh.
And once they're put on properly, you can't tell that it's not a real beard.
Really?
Okay, and there are some people that, and it's called designer beards. Okay, now those Santas are just as professional as the rest of us that have real beards. It is the Santas that have the fake bellies and the fake beards and the fake wigs that are of poor quality that tend to be the ones that you have problems with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if people that aren't in it for the real, that aren't in it, that aren't fully
be in the heart.
You got to be in the heart.
If you don't have it in the heart, the children will see right through you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody's getting on.
I've probably had a half a dozen of them over the years. Yeah.
And now, how does that usually go down when it happens? Do they let you know in advance? Is it kind of is it a man always proposing?
All the ones I've had have been men proposing to women. We've done it a bunch of different ways. When I was in Novi, Michigan, I was in kind of the center part of the mall, and up above on the second floor was a Kay's jeweler. And this young lady was sitting on my lap, and her soon-to-be husband was up at Kay's jeweler, and he came out to the edge there and looked down and hollered to us, "Will you marry me?" And then he came on down the stairs in a hurry and came to the set and gave her the ring.
Oh, that's cool.
Another thing I had was they would come to the set ahead of time, and they would give me the ring, and I would have it in my pocket.
Nice.
And then they would be sitting on my lap, and I would always ask the woman what she wanted for Christmas, and then I would ask the guy what he wanted for Christmas. And a lot of times the guy would say, "This woman here is the love of my life, and I'd really like to marry her, but things are really hard right now, and so I can't get her a ring." So then I'll reach in my vest pocket, and I'll say, "Well, just a second. I think I may have something that'll help you out." And, of course, give it to him, and he opens it up, and she's all aghast,
Wow, that's the magic right there, huh?
And I'll tell you another thing that's happened is birth announcements, okay? I've had several people bring with them to see me, and they will bring the sonogram of the ultrasound that they had taken.
And get you to autograph it or something?
No, I would hold it up. They would be sitting here, and I would hold it up, and we'd be smiling, and I would kind of point at it. Yeah.
And people think you're the dad, though.
No, they don't. I don't think they think that, but anyway.
I would look, dude. If Santa was my dad, you know how excited I would be. People be like, "What does your dad do?" Like, he works at the bank. I'm like, my dad,
Santa.
My dad's Santa. Wow, that's pretty magical. So there's really an element too of your job where it's just people there's moments where you're really involved in the magic of life.
Yes,
that's awesome, man.
It's a lot of fun.
I bet that's really awesome. Has there been anybody that's come to see you that's kind of been on their way out of the world, that's leaving life and they wanted to come see Santa one more time?
Yes. It's not so much older people, but it is parents who bring their child who has a terminal illness. And I always have a special bell that I give to children like that. And about 8 years ago, I had given one to this little girl. She had spina bifida and some other problems going on. And about, this was early in the season, and probably about a week or 10 days later, the mom comes back, and she's just bawling in tears. And then I realized who she was. And she came back to tell me that her child had died, and she buried her child with that bell that I had given her.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think people, they look to Santa, I think, as like a symbol of like hope and
love,
a symbol of magic. a symbol of what else could be out there that we don't know.
From time to time, usually 5 or 6 times a year, I will have a child come to me and tell me, Santa, I don't want you to bring me anything this year. I want my friend or my cousin or my mom or my dad to get a special Christmas.
Is that pretty remarkable when you see that when a kid asks?
Oh, yeah. And here's what I do. First of all, if you think about children, most children are takers. They take stuff. They want stuff given to them.
Oh, yeah.
There are very, very few children that are what I call giver children. They want to give to other people. They don't want something for themselves. So when I see that child and we're done with the visit, I bring the parents in, or the parent if there's only one that came with them. And I'll say, do you know what your child, your little girl, your little boy asked me for? And they'll say no. And I'll then tell them the story of what the child asked me for. And about half the time, the parents will know that that child's a giver child.
Wow.
About the other half of the time, the parents had no idea, but they're thrilled that their child is that way. And that's when I make the gift of the bell to the child. I have the parent and the child there, and I'm explaining to them what's transpired. And I'll tell the child that every time you ring that bell, I'll be thinking about you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
There's something special about just being that. It's almost you're like a middleman for. It's like you're like a middleman for some of the joy that's out in the world.
Right.
It must feel pretty interesting sometimes.
It is. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's gratefully accepted responsibility.